Hello, class. This is Mr. Gibson, and I want to go over the Unit 3 project. And I'm going to go over this piece by piece here so that we could take a look at this. It says, disclaimer, the project is designed as a chance for you to display your understanding of the material covered in Unit 3. Each project should be unique to the student. While it is acceptable to ask questions of your peers, tutors, and instructors, it is not acceptable to submit identical work. Now I'm going to go through how this project should have gone for you all because I have graded this and it should be in the grade book. And what ended up happening is a lot of you had diverse issues with your project. And what I would like to do now is to go over a sample project so you can see how it was supposed to be done and you can apply it to what you actually did. And I'm taking an actual student's project and actually doing it. I'm not going to reveal who the student is, but I'm actually taking their project to do this example for you. So it looks here. It says task 1. Purchase a car. Use an online shopping service to find car you want to purchase. Include a screenshot of the car that includes the price in your project document. Now that's straightforward. You're just supposed to go to a car site, take a snapshot of the car, and then upload it for me. Okay, I'm not going to show that portion. Okay, number 2, it says find loan terms using an online search. Include a screenshot of the terms you selected. It should include the length and rate. Okay, so basically, the only thing that you were trying to get as far as the terms were concerned were the length of the loan and the rate. Now, just to go over this, the length of the loan that this student had was 60 months, and the rate of the loan was at 4.33%. Okay, so far we got the length of the loan and also the rate of the loan. Now, it says decide an amount you can pay as a down payment and calculate your monthly payments using the terms you found in number 2. Show all work, including a monthly payment formula. No credit will be given for using online calculators. Now, what this is saying is you are not supposed to take whatever rate they gave you in the book as or online as far as the monthly payment. You are not supposed to take that and use it. You are supposed to get the rate and the length of the loan, and then the rest you are supposed to do on your own. So this student here whose project I'm taking had $20,000 was the initial cost of the vehicle. Now, I'm going to put IC here to let you know that that's initial cost. Okay. Now, that's the initial cost of the vehicle, but this student wanted to put a $5,000 down payment. So I put DP for a down payment. Okay, now we're asked to find the monthly payment. Now let me go back to this question here. Calculate, it says decide an amount you pay, show all work including a monthly payment formula. Now the monthly payment formula was actually on page 235 in your course pack. And I'll go here. This is the monthly payment formula. So I'm just going to write that down, which is M is equal to the principal times the rate divided by 12 all over 1 minus 1 plus the rate over 12 to the negative n power. Now, when we look at these terms that we have here, we just need the PR and N in order to do this monthly payment formula. So we know our rate is this 4.33%, which we know we have to convert to a decimal, which would be 0.0433. Okay, that's the first thing, the rate. And then we know that our N, which is the number of payments, would be 60. So we have our R and our N. Now to get our principal, we would take the initial cost minus the down payment, which will give us $15,000, which now would be our P. So now we go through and substitute. You have M is equal to, the principal is 15,000, times the rate is 0.0433, divided by 12, all over 1 minus 1 plus, the rate is 0.0433, all over 12, and then I will be taken to the negative 60th power. Now this is what you were supposed to put in your calculator. Now, I'm going to type this in your calculator. So I will have my 15,000. I'll put the fraction bar here, times 0.0433 divided by 12. Put this in the denominator. We have 1 minus the parenthesis, 1 plus 0.0433 divided by 12. And then we will close that parenthesis. And then we would take this to the negative 60th power. So I have to take this to the negative 60th power. And my monthly payment would be actually $278.49, because you were supposed to round to 2 decimal places. You're not supposed to take all of these decimal places here, just 2 decimal places, because that's how far our money goes. Okay, now we found the monthly payment. That was number 3. Number 4 was to calculate the total cost of buying the car. Okay. So we're going to calculate the total cost of buying the car. But let me go through here. Actually, I was supposed to mark these just so when you come back to this in this video, you can do this. Now, number 1, that's the one I said I wasn't going to do because you would look online and that's kind of self-explanatory. Number 2 was the loan terms, which would be here, which would be that N equals 60, R equals 4.33. That's the loan terms. And then decide on the amount of the down payment. And also finding the monthly payment, that will be number 3. So we have here, this will be number 2, these values. Number 3 would be your down payment, and then what your payment ends up being. And then also, it would include the monthly payment as well. So now, we're on number 4. Now, number 4 states calculate the total cost of buying a car. Now, the total cost will be your monthly payment times how many months plus your down payment. So we're going to put this into action here. We're at 278.49 times 60 plus the $5,000. So this will give us a total of $21,709.40. All right, so now that is our total cost for buying the vehicle. Now we come back here to number 5. Number 5 states, assume you get a lump sum of money, inheritance, unlikely lottery winnings, bonus, or something, and you could pay off your loan 10 months early. Calculate the amount you would save by paying the loan early. Show our work. Use the APR table on page 236 of your textbook or the APR table uploaded to JetNet. Okay, listen. You could have done that, or there's one other thing that you could have done. You could have went to, well, first you could have contacted me, and I would have told you this here. You could have gone to page 238 in your textbook and used this formula here, the actuarial method for computing unearned interest. That's if your interest rate was not on the table. Now, according to the interest rate I have of the 4.33%, that's not on the table because that table, I did mark on this. That table here, if you notice, for 60 months, the lowest it goes is 6%. So I can't even use that table. So I would have to calculate the unearned interest myself using that formula that I told you on page 238. So the formula is U is equal to K times R times H divided by 100 plus H. Now, we have to go through and look at what each one of these values are. K is the number of payments remaining. Let me see if I could put this more so in a picture. Well, maybe I could do it off to the side a little bit. It's kind of hard getting all this in the same shot. But this is what you could do. You could just go to your textbook on page 238. So then you could see all of the definitions on page 238. Now let's take a look. It says that K is the number of payments remaining. So we know it's 10 payments remaining. So K is equal to 10. Now we want R. R is equal to the monthly payment. We figured out the monthly payment. It was $278.49. Now we come here to H. H is the finance charge per $100 borrowed for a loan with the same APR and K monthly payments. Now, here's the thing. We don't know what H is. So we're going to have to calculate that. We're going to have to find out what the APR is. So this is what we need to do. There's a formula at the top of page 237 that we need to use. The procedure for computing APR. So this is the formula for computing APR. I'm just going to write this down here kind of out of the way. Well, I'll write it below here. All right, so to compute the APR, we have the finance charge divided by the amount financed times $100. Now, we have to look at the finance charge. Now, this is going back a little bit because this was from chapter 3. The finance charge is the total installment price minus the cost. Now, we found out what the total installment price is, which is this $21,709.40. That's the total installment price. But we have to subtract off the cost. Now the cost is the original cost, which was $20,000. And then we have to divide that by the amount financed. The amount financed is up here when we got our new principal, which was the $15,000. So now we'll divide all this by 15,000. Now we put this in our calculator. So we have 21,709.40. I'll put that division there. Minus the 20,000 divided by the 15,000. Okay, so now we have this amount here. But one thing we forgot to write here. Remember, we're supposed to multiply this by 100. So we have to take this here and multiply this by 100. So this comes out to be $11.40. So that is what our H would be. H would be $11.40. Now we could go ahead and substitute these values into the formula. So K is 10, R is 278.49, and H is $11.40. All divided by, it'll be 100 plus $11.40. Now we're going to put this in our calculator, and it will give us our unearned interest. So we will have 10 times 278.49 times $11.40 divided by 100 plus $11.40. So this will give us unearned interest of $284.99. This is how much you would save by paying it off 10 months earlier. Okay, so now we go back here, and then for number 6, it says write a short paragraph talking through whether it is worth paying the car off early. Explain your reasoning. Now, of course, that's up to you. But I would look at it like this. 10 more months of payment will be basically 10 times this $278.49, which would be $2,784.90 that you would have to pay. But it's saying here that you would save $284.99 off that amount. Now, if you believe that it's worth it, because out of 10 months, you're basically saving about $28 and almost 50 cents a month by paying it early. Now, if you feel it's worth it, you can write a paragraph talking about how it's worth it. If you don't feel it's worth it, write a paragraph of why you felt that it was not worth it. So that was basically it for task 1. Okay, so now we go here to task 2. Task 2 states, using Zillow or some other online realtor site and find a house you want to purchase. Okay, now it says find a mortgage using an online search and include a screenshot of the terms for the loan you chose. Now, of course, that's another thing that I said that's up to you. And I'm not going to show that because you all should be able to do the internet search for those values. Okay, now, so we have the terms. You want the length, most likely in years, and the interest rate. So that's our number 2. Number 3, calculate the monthly payments. Show all your work for the loan you chose using the following assumption. And then A, you make a 20% down payment. Then 4, calculate the total cost of your house. Show all work. And then number 5, write a short paragraph describing which of the 3 assumptions is the best option. Are the assumptions realistic? How likely are you to have? Okay, so we're going to go here first and we're going to do problem number 2. Now, of course, like I said, I'm using one of your classmates' information. Now, they asked us first to find the years, the interest rate, and also we need to have the mortgage cost. So the mortgage was $209,000. The mortgage was $209,900. The term was 30 years, and the interest rate was 2.89%, which is a pretty good rate. Now we want to calculate the monthly payment for the loan you choose using the following assumption, the 20% down payment. So we need to find a 20% down payment from the $209,900. So the 20% down payment would be $41,980. Now, to find our principal RRP, because we know this is our R, we know this is our N, but we need our P because we're still just doing the monthly payment formula like we did in the previous task. So our principal would be the initial cost, the $209,900 minus the $41,980. So we'll put that. I'll just subtract this, 41,980. And so our principal is $167,920. So now our formula, the monthly payment formula, we have M is equal to P times R over 12, all over 1 minus 1 plus, and then we will have R over 12 to the negative n power. Same formula we just used on the previous example. Okay, so now this will go into number 3. Let's make sure we do that. Number 3, they want us to calculate the monthly payment. So we have M is equal to the principal would be $167,920 times the rate, which would be 0.0289 divided by 12, all over 1 minus 1 plus, the rate is 0.0289 divided by 12 to the negative 360 power. Because listen, now, technically we're supposed to do n times t because it'll be the number of months times the number of years. So that'll be a negative 30 years is the same thing as 360 months. So that's how many payments you would end up having. So what we could do, we could go back up here. That's why I like Desmos. We could change these values here. Instead of reinventing the wheel, 167,900. Then our numerator here would be, let's see, 289. 289. And then this would be a negative 360. So our monthly payment would be $697.95. That's our monthly payment. Now, that's number 3. Number 4, it says calculate the total cost of your house. Show all work. So with number 4, we're supposed to take the $697.95 and multiply by 360, and then we're supposed to add the down payment that we put as well. So we put all this in the calculator. So we have $697.95 times 360 plus the 41,980. So you have a total cost of $293,242. That was your total cost for the house once you do the payments. Now, it says write a short paragraph describing which of the 3 assumptions is the best choice. Now listen, here's the thing. I made a mistake and left on the word 3 assumptions, but as you all see in number 3, there's only one assumption, the 20%. Are the assumptions realistic? Do you think it's realistic that somebody could put a 20% down payment? And then they ask you, how likely are you to have the 20% to make the down payment? Would it be better to rent? That's all opinion based upon what you received here for your answer for number 4. So that I will leave to you all to answer that portion. Now we come here to task 3. Now task 3 deals with income tax. All right, it says choose the job you will pursue upon graduation. Describe the job you selected. So you're supposed to describe the job that you selected. Okay. Number 2, use the internet to find the hourly wage associated with the entry level of your selected job. If your job is salary, calculate your hourly wage using a 40-hour work week for 52 weeks. So with this example here, this is number 2. The student whose information that I took here, they were making $27.84 an hour times a 40-hour week times 52 weeks. So we had 27.84 times 40 times 52 weeks. So their total salary would be $57,907.20. Now, if you are already given the total salary, then you are supposed to divide it to get it down to the hourly rate. We need the hourly rate and the yearly salary. That will help us throughout this problem. So you need both. Okay, now it says number 3, calculate the maximum amount of money you can expect to earn in on, and it's supposed to be in 1 year. Okay, so basically that's what I did for number 2. So I'd say this is 2 and 3. So this would be 2 and 3. So if you have the hourly rate multiplied by 40 and 52, that gives you the maximum amount that you would earn, which would be your gross salary. And if you picked a job that was already salaried, your number 3 already been answered by the job being salaried. Okay, number 4. It says assume you will have to pay taxes on your income. Decide if you want to file single, married filing jointly, married filing separately, or head of household, and calculate the federal taxes you will owe on your gross income. Use the table below. Show all your calculations. Now, the person that I'm using, this person picked married filing jointly. Now remember, their salary was $57,907. So married filing jointly, they'd be in a 12% tax bracket. So let me do this here because I need this side by side. Because most of you, I think it was like only one of you that went higher than the 12% tax bracket. So this would apply to just about all of you all. And to everyone else, you could just follow along. This is the number 4. Okay, so first of all, it tells you, since this person is doing married filing jointly, the first $19,750 is at 10%. So we take $19,750 times the 10%. Then we will add. Now, since the $57,907 falls in this range here, we would take the $57,907.20 and subtract off the $19,750 because we don't want to pay the tax twice. And then multiply that result by the 12%. Now, a lot of you saw that they were in the 12th percentile and then multiplied it by 0.12. That's not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to break it up like I just showed you. Now, what I want to do next is this here. Let me first expand this back. And then we could go right here to the calculator. So we had 19,750 times 0.10 plus, in a parenthesis, $57,907.20 minus 19,750. Then that's times 0.12. And that would give us tax of $6,553.86. That would be the federal tax. Now, we go back here. They ask for anything else. Let me see. Yeah, it just tells us to put the federal tax we will owe on our income. So that'll be the $6,553.86. So we're done with task 3. Now we're going to go on to task 4, which was the last task. Purchase of stock. Now, it says assume you had $25,000 to invest in stock and you are using a fee-free brokerage app. Calculate the number of shares you could purchase of the stock you chose in Project 2. Use the price for day 0 to perform this calculation. Now, the person whose information I'm using picked a stock or something of value. They actually didn't pick a stock, but I'm allowing this. They put in that this investment costs $1,742.80. Now remember one thing. Let's go back here. I may have to do a little side-by-side action with this. Yeah. All right, here we go. All right. It says assume you had $25,000. So this person having this this item costing $1,742.80, they would have to take 25,000 and divide it by that to see how many shares they would have. So they would have 14 shares. So it'd be 25,000 divided this amount, which would give 14 shares. Now we do not round on this situation. Whatever number is in front of the decimal, that's all the shares you could get for that stock. All right, so we have that stock. That was actually number 2. All right, so this is actually 1 and 2. All right, now number 3, it says calculate the value of your stocks if you sold it today. Now the person who I'm using, when they sold their stock, it was worth the stock was $1,740.10. Okay, now they were supposed to multiply that by the 14 shares. So yeah, $1,740.10 times 14. So when they sold it, because it's a fee-free brokerage firm, this is how much money they received. Now, let's go back. Now it says calculate your profits. Now, this is how we would have to calculate the profits. Now, this is number 4. The first thing we would do is take the original price of this item, multiply it by the shares that you had, and then whatever answer you get, you will subtract what you got here when you sold it. And since there's no fees, you don't have to worry about the fees. So let's go ahead and multiply this. So we have 1742.80 times 14. So you paid $24,399.20. $24,399.20 minus the $24,361.40. So that left $37.80. And it's actually, that's how much you actually lost. This was a loss. Because remember, if you look here, now we could have done it the other way. You could have put the amount you sold minus how much you purchased, and that would have gave you a negative number. But if you notice the amount you bought is higher than the amount you sold for, you should know that it is a loss. Okay, so it's $37.80. That's a loss. So now, they said write a short paragraph reacting to your investment. Was it worth it? Would you have earned more if you invested longer? How does this investment relate to project 2? And then you will have to answer all those questions on your own. So that's basically what project 3 was all about. So you could watch this video and compare it to the answers that you have versus what how I graded your assignment. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. and I will gladly answer any of your questions. Have a wonderful day.